Day 2. Lovely morning.
Oh,
lovely.
It's none finer. Actually, we got kind of lucky. It was raining up until we opened our eyes, and then it's let up pretty much, so that's nice.
Yeah, that is good. Was it, what did I say this morning? Rain before 7 and is at 11?
Perfect.
Right.
We'll take whatever.
And bacon and eggs for breakfast. Be happy because later on in the trip you're getting porridge every morning. Right. The southeast wind has come in. The weather's changed. Hoping that that's getting rid of all the smoke problems Canada's having. Well, not Canada, but Ontario anyway. And yeah, right. We got Crotch Lake to do.
Yeah.
Which is called Long Lake, and then a whole bunch of rapids and going into Crotch. Woohoo! Did I say that out loud?
Right in the crotch.
Well, we're slowly making our way down. Can you pronounce it again?
It's Kashwakamak.
Okay, Crotch Lake, and we got an east wind, so we're going against the wind, but we're just making our way slowly along the south shore. South shore has more cottages. North shore has really any. All the islands have none, and supposedly this far east end is a nicer place to camp on these islands, but we'll see. But yeah, the rain stopped, and we're just picking our way along the little bays and inlets along the right, and keeping out of the wind. I'm not complaining. There's not a heat wave, and there's no bugs out here, so we're good.
There's no one like you, my little girl. Your eyes so blue under those brown curls. Soon you're on your way. Promise me that you know the world is yours. Strike them with your glow. Go on now, be good, be fine. Live your life, dream big, don't forget to be kind. Live, it's your life.
Okay, first portage of the day. A 290 to the left of Cache Dam, and yeah, the takeout is right beside the booms, so in high water really watch it, but that was clogged by a couple of big logs, so we went around here and made our way out there. So just look for poison ivy, it's everywhere. Yeah. We're on land, Andy. That was a long lake.
It was. I wish I knew the Algonquin word for long lake. Wait.
Okay, I'm out of rope. So, second portage of the day, 500 meters, straightforward trail, cleared by someone, probably the hunt camp that's along it, but just this ending. It's really steep, really wet out right now, so use a rope. It's like going back to the Kopka River, Andy. Now, do you want me to lower this stuff down with the rope?
If that's easiest, safer.
Well, I can drag it on the side here, like not straight down, but around. I think I'll be all right. I'll try that. Well, we just paddled through what? Mud Lake, what's it called?
Yeah, Mud Lake.
It's wild.
We're not done yet, but soon.
Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of wild rice here that was harvested by the First Nations. It's kind of cool to see. It's only June, so it's not too tall, but it's here. And it rained a little bit, Andy.
I know. I had to take my sunglasses off.
Yeah, we didn't get much footage of going across Mud Lake because it rained. But now we're good. All right, nice area, totally different area of the river. Very lowland, lots of birds. Poor heron that keeps on flying ahead of us and landing, then flying ahead of us and landing. Feeling bad for him. We got 2 more portages before we get to Crotch Lake. And our crotches are itching. I don't know, is yours itching?
Itching for Crotch Lake.
A little wet, a little wet. Well, we've reached Crotch Lake. It's late afternoon and a very long day. This is the access point for the north part of Crotch Lake. And the last portage is different now than the old pamphlet. You actually go out on your left and you go around the first campsite and then take the road. I think we're all confused when we're doing that. There were signs saying go left. The portage was supposed to be to the right. It says there was like a 50-meter lift over, then Powell, the lagoon, and then 110 around, or take 300, more of a bushy trail, a rough terrain on the right. Well, the sign obviously said go left, and so we did. There's some people there to help us out too. They said, yeah, no, the portage is there. So we went down the road, and then we're like, where would we put in? And we put in on I think campsite 4 or campsite 3, campsite 4, 3, and if someone was camping there, we wouldn't have done that, obviously. But there's no one around. There's just those 2 people day fishing, so we put in there. So I don't know where the put in. There is off the road. I could have walked a bit further to check it out, but I didn't want to because the bugs are bad. And Andy and I want to camp. So, Crotch Lake. So to me, Crotch Lake is by far the best lake of all 3. You can do a loop through here. You can do Cush Lake, Cash Lake, sorry. Well, that's a short term for it. Anyway, yes, it's been a long day. Okay, so Cash Lake, you can do that. You can do Crotch, you can do big Gull and do a big loop. And that's probably one of the best routes around here. And I would say Crotch Lake is the best because there's not a lot of development on it. There's one lodge at the very end, but there's no cottages and stuff like that. Big Gull, I got to say, it's a really nice lake. There's lots of cottages at both ends, but in the middle of it, it's a cluster of islands, and you swear you're up in Algonquin, and you don't see anybody except the odd fishing boat. Cush Lake, yeah, it was nice and scenic, nice cliffs, nice pine, and lots of cottages. I got to say, some of the cottages were quite quaint. A lot of historic cottages too, so we didn't mind that. If I had to choose of the 3, Crotch Lake for sure. So night 2, we're gonna head down and make camp, and yeah, put the bug shelter up. Right, Andy? Okay. Huge storm coming. We sound like a freight train or even rapids, and it's coming this way. So bye-bye, camera. Well, Andy.
No, Kevin.
That was an adventure.
It's another fine mess you've gotten me into.
Oh, jeez. Man, we're having tea. We're having mint tea. We're having a coffee crisp. and we're having an attitude adjustment. Boy, did it rain. Man, and that was a long day.
Yeah, it was. Lots of work there.
Yeah. What we did, 5 portages. They weren't too bad, except the cliff we went down.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be good. So we're gonna have some nice hot tea. We're gonna change our underwear and our socks. This man didn't put his rain jacket on for half the day. He just gave up. But yeah, we went through lowlands, a swamp. Well, first of all, we went across Long Lake, Cash Lake, Cush Lake. Yes, and that took a while. Good thing we got up early. And then we did a few portages, and they were clear. They were clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. And it rained on and off and got muggy. Bugs were quite bad on the portages.
Yeah, especially the first one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I put bug dope on. You braved through. And then we went through a series of smaller lakes. And there was cottages on those too. They're more camps, I would call them, not cottages. Except there were some elaborate ones up in the hill. And then we went through the wild rice. And the rice wars happened there. And the quick version of that is, you know, it's too long of a story. I'll write a story on that. But there was, look it up, rice wars on Mud Lake, Farm Lake. And yeah, there was some opposition with the First Nations and the government. The government gave licenses to some non-natives to harvest the wild rice. The First Nations were actually harvesting already the wild rice, but in theory they didn't have a permit for it or license. So there was a big conflict. So look it up. And then we went down through a really nice area where that perfume, that I think it was pin cherry or something. Yeah, they were blooming, and it was just, I've never smelled that before.
Yeah. There's other things to smell.
I was in the bow. If I was in the stern, we did other things to smell.
Okay.
Yeah, we were sweating a bit on the portage. And then the very last portage, or last 2 portages, were not at all what the pamphlet. I mean, the pamphlet's quite old.
Yeah.
But it was on the left, not the right. Went down a road. I was worried about it. I think I heard stories that portage was just completely obliterated by logs down and stuff like that. But maybe that's why they switched it over to the road on the left-hand side. But we didn't have that problem. We didn't have any of those problems. So everything was cut today. And the very last one, Whitefish Rapids, the water level rose today because it rained all day. Like, we're not talking the rain. It's like, and so the last rapid was just a.
Yeah, it was just a swift.
Yeah, and you're liking Crotch Lake.
Yeah, it's a beautiful lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and lots of great classic campsites on it also.
Yeah, and we've seen we've only seen one other camper or canoeist way over there. That's it for this entire upper bay. I mean, it's a big lake. But yeah, so we're gonna have some tea and not talk on the camera. Okay, I just gotta film myself cooking here because Andy has no shirt on. Stop it! We're having ham steaks, mashed potatoes, well, powdered mashed potatoes, and stuffing. Look at this. This I put too much water in. Oh no, I did good.
You did good.
I did good. And I'm shaking. Okay, cheers. Right. Ah, what a day. And it's only day 2.
Keep going, Mr. Callan. You can make it.
I'm surprised he's still talking to me. Look at that. That's a good book to read on the Mississippi River in Ontario. I got maybe a chapter into me and I'm going to bed.
You worked hard today, Mr.
I know.
Callan.
I got this thing going. Here we go. I got this before the trip. Flex tail. It's like your, what did you have on last night?
The thermocell.
Yeah, thermocell. It's the same idea. It's got the same little things you put in there. heats it up. It also is a light. Look at this. Woo! Oh, oh! Look at that. Yours doesn't do that. Bright, bright, bright. Woo! That's wild what the camera's doing. It's like disco, but it's not. Okay, so you can turn that off, and then you can put the thermocell on. I think. Oh, let me do that. Okay. Oh, all right. I think you have to do double click. Put the thermocell on. Oh, uh-oh. Wait a minute. Double click. What the? Hold on. I'm as patient as a princess. Oh, double click. Yeah, double click. Not. I was holding it down, but it's not. It's double click. And that means the thermostell's working, the power's on. You can have the flashlight going at the same, or not, the lantern going at the same time. But if you're running out of juice, it will shut the lantern off and just use the thermocell. Because, you know, killing mosquitoes is more important than actually light. Yeah, pretty lightweight. I don't know.
Than seeing them bite you.
Yeah. I've never tried it before, and I just got it before the trip.
What's it powered by?
Oh, USB. I got to plug it in before the trip, so there's no battery.
Okay.
Yeah, so when 2 to 3 days from now we'll be camping somewhere with power, I'm plugging everything in, man. Yeah. So that I would say that, you know, if you're going for an 8 to 10 day trip, I don't know how long this will last. I'm guessing maybe 24, maybe even 72 hours, but yeah, you have to plug it in. I do have a power bar I brought, or power pack. My batteries for my camera are more important.
Understood.
Yeah. So this is just a test. Never tried it before. I like doing these trips because people say, hey, see if this works, Kevin. Yes, I will. I'll be back. Andy, it's reading time.
And now, for another installment of Princess Kevin.
Night 2 on Kevin Had a Dream.
Oh, jeez.
It's still raining. Like a lot. Everything's wet. Even my armpits. My armpits are wet. Well, did you have a good day?
It's lovely.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Other than the damp bits.
Yeah. We thought the rain would stop, but so I'm doing a nandy tonight. I'm sleeping with nothing on because my underwear is soaking wet.
Good for you, Kevin.
All right.
It's the little steps.
And it's kind of interesting that we're on Crotch Lake.
Crotch Lake with nothing on?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you blew a fuse. No. Okay, we'll get back to you. It's still raining. Mosquito. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta kill mosquitoes. Good night, everybody. Night 2 of the Mississippi adventure. Right. You never know what's going to happen around the corner.
It's like a box of chocolates.